We are live. We're going to start off today's session just getting right in there. You may have heard the term ignorance is bliss. I got news for you. Ignorance is not bliss. Ignorance is expensive. Go ahead and type ignorance is expensive in the chat. Because this is reality. And ignorance is not necessarily an attack on someone. Ignorance could quite simply be the lack of knowledge. The lack of knowledge. If you're tuning in, you may be thinking, wow, this escalated quickly. Who is this guy and why is he talking about this stuff? My name is Ryan, and welcome to another session of Building the Bull. This session is brought to you by the Skylabs and Vetter ecosystem. Hope you are having a fantastic day no matter where you are in the world. Go ahead and drop a hi, hello. Let everybody know where in the world you're watching from. And also, just out of curiosity, just for funsies, how much has your ignorance cost you? Just go ahead and drop that in chat. If you feel so brave and bold to do so and participate, I know you're going to get a lot out of it. Just trust the process. But if you recognize that your ignorance has cost you something, go ahead and type that in the chat. Go ahead and type that in the chat. Now, you may be wondering, what is the Vetter ecosystem? What is this guy? Like I said, my name is Ryan. I'm really glad to be here. Vetter ecosystem is all about crowdsourcing. We utilize crowdsourcing. We work together to find projects that have potential, while at the same time we bring up warnings and red flags about projects that may bring concern. We work together as a community to do this. Now, for the last year, we've recorded over 120 live sessions just like this, where we support our community in navigating our CrowdX Calendar, which is where we feature all these projects, finding 2x to 100x crypto gems, and we've paid out over thousands of dollars in cryptocurrency to our community for simply contributing to the ecosystem. Now, you may be wondering, well, how in the world is that possible? Well, think about this. Over 16,000 crypto projects launched just last year alone. How is it possible for you to not only find, but manage, monitor, keep track of, update, do all that work on your own? It's not. That's why the crowdsource model is so critical and important. It allows everybody to benefit from everybody just doing a little bit of work. Doing a little bit of work and sharing with someone else. That's what this ecosystem is all about. And guess what? You could actually get paid to do so. We've paid out literally thousands of dollars worth of cryptocurrency, our native token Vetter, also in BNB and bonuses to our community for simply sharing great information and great projects. And we're going to get into, I'm going to show you how simple it is to do that. Like I said, we do host sessions every single week. We've been doing this for over a year now. Just literally hundreds of hours of content. And we host 2 sessions every single week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So you are here at the right place at the right time with the right community. I will say crypto is risky. In no way, shape, or form am I telling you to invest. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research. We got Luis with us in the house. We got Carl. We have Musa. And we have Camille. Thank you guys for being here. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. Luis says, yes, ignorance is expensive. It cost me thousands of dollars over time. And Camille says, ignorance cost a life change, to be honest. Man, that's rough. We're getting real today, aren't we? We're getting real. So going back to the slide here, ignorance is not bliss. So this is going to be the topic of our conversation today, but before we get into that, because this is some deep stuff. Before we get into that, though, I want to give some shout-outs, some celebratory announcements, some celebrations. In January was a banger of a month. You know, the market had been down in December, some things looking shady, and we had some great gains in January. For example, a Metalluride, he ended up posting a project on a CrowdX Calendar, ended up doing a 17x within the first 24 hours. That's pretty awesome. Gordon Gecko, another great scout in our community, had a project that did it 28x in the first 24 hours. And I, just sheer luck, stumbled across the project, ended up doing 150 plus x in the first 24 hours. That's awesome. Now, here's what's crazy about that. January was a great month, but all three of those projects launched on the same day. we ended the year with some bangers on January 31st. We ended the month, rather. Ended the month with some awesome projects on January 31st. And for the month of February, if you guys have been plugging in, you know we have looked at some epic projects this month. Okay, some epic projects. Some that have massive potential. We exposed some shenanigans in the AI space. We did some great digging this week, or this month, and it was a ton of value. I would say maybe one of the most value-based months we've had in a while. And a lot of that comes down to all of us working together, all of us asking questions, poking, prodding, sharing resources, and everyone getting better together. The whole crowdsource model. Okay? Now, I want to take a moment just to highlight some gains from some of our top scouts, okay, and some of our up-and-coming scouts, okay. So I want to take a moment just to celebrate that. So go ahead and type some congratulations and some woohoos and some fire emojis in the chat so we can get hyped up. So let's go ahead and take a look. This is Poodles. Poodles was brought to us by Gordon Gecko, and Poodles ended up doing a 41.4x in the first 24 hours. Now, that's a val, by the way. Val. You may be looking at the screen wondering what in the world is a val. Okay, let me point your eyes to right here. It says ATH. We all know what ATH stands for, right? All-time high. All-time high. That's what projects brag and boast about all the time. When a project launches, oh, we hit a 10x. Oh, we hit a 50x. That's what they brag and boast about. But let's be real. How long did that happen? How long was that there? How long was that gain accessible? Was it there for a fraction of a second? Was it there for a minute? 2 minutes? What happened? What happened? Did it hit that and then dump all of a sudden? So in the Vetter ecosystem, we created something called the VAL, the Vetter Audited Highest Low. So what you see right here, this line right here indicates the all-time high, the ATH. So we did a 43x within the first 24 hours. This line right here indicates the first 24 hours. So here's the launch. Here's the first day, 24 hours. Okay? And what this val is saying, the val, we're looking for the Vetter Audited Highest Low. What is the highest low where price was above this line for an hour? This line right here. Price was above this line for 1 entire hour, meaning that you had an hour to swap out between a 41x and a 43x. That's significant. That really shows a true metric of what was really happening with this project. Okay, massive gains to be had and sustainable, not just a quick blip on the radar and out. Okay, this shows plenty of time. I know we've all been there before, trying to swap out on PancakeSwap, trying to swap out on PooCoin, and we're getting errors and transaction errors and what's the slippage and oh, it's failing, and you're pulling your hair out. I mean, am I the only one? Am I the only one who's experienced that? Come on, I know some other people have done that too. I was actually doing that the other day, and I realized something. I was ignorant, which is the topic of today's conversation. I was ignorant to what was actually going down. All right, back on track. So that's what the VAL is. The VAL stands for the Vetter Audited Highest Low, and it's indicating that there's adequate time. Maybe you forgot about the launch. Maybe you claimed your tokens late, but you had plenty of time to still swap out at a profit. So congratulations, Gordon Gecko. Phenomenal launch for Poodles. Next project, let's take a look, see what we have. We got Hellstrom posted Stereo AI. Now this project looked like it was struggling for a bit. Okay, it launched down here. It was struggling. Now it started making some moves up. All-time high of a 4x. Val of a 3.3x. That's not a bad day. That's not a bad day. I know that we can get jaded and we can get excited about, 5x, 10x, 20x. Especially when you see some of these gains that we've had the last couple of months. But just recognize 3.3x. You had an hour to swap out between a 3.3x and a 4x. So congratulations, Hellstrom. This looking like a fantastic project. Next up, we have myself. Again, this is one that I took a big risk on. I swung and, strictly luck. Strictly luck. Full transparency, the only reason I scouted this project was because it had a previous successful launch. It looked pretty good. The fair launch for the first 3 days only raised 7 BNB. All right, I thought this was going to be a major flop. Ended up turning out pretty good. They raised, I think, about 40 BNB. I think one of the things that helped this project take off and do pretty good was because it had a low market cap. Low market cap. Okay, but this project, this is a swirl token, has an all-time high of 13.4x. It's pretty good, pretty juicy. Val of a 10.2x, meaning you could swap out between a 10x and a 13x entire hour where price was up there. It's fantastic, fantastic. Next up, we have the king of the jungle, Mr. Dante Zamundo. He posted a project called Shib Mania. Shib Mania has a val of a 9x, all-time high of a 10x. Congratulations, Dante Zamundo. If you're wondering why I call him the king of the jungle, if you can see right here, his user profile, his icon on our platform is a lion, and Dante's holds the record for the most hot streak rewards, so I just call him the king of the jungle. That's his nickname. That's his nickname. Next up, we have Ionic. Posted a project called AI Doge Mini. We got a 4.5x for the val, 5.8x for the all-time high, and last but certainly not least, making her way up to the green rank. I know it's just a matter of time. She's been absolutely crushing it. Louise posted this project called Bulldoge AI. Val 6.6x, all-time high 12.3x. So those are just some of the gains from the month of February, and I wanted to highlight those and celebrate these scouts. So go ahead and drop a congratulations, fire emoji, peace sign, you name it. Give those scouts some love, some appreciation, because without them, without their contribution, CrowdX clearly would just be empty. And CrowdX Calendar is hands down a phenomenal asset in this ecosystem. It's a flagship. I mean, it is a thing that exposes everybody to our ecosystem. It's a thing that can make or break people. It's a thing that can make or break projects, and we just get better and better. So hats off to you, my friends. Hats off to you, scouts, doing a phenomenal job for the month of February. We got Mang in the house with us. We got Roman. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Roman says, congrats on the continued gains, team. The better ecosystem has taught me to consistently plant seeds with my time and financial resources. The harvest will come, maybe faster than you think. Carl gives a perfecto sign. Thank you, Carl. Appreciate that. And Louise says, congrats. Great job on the 150x. Thank you. The crazy story about the 150x, and this is one of the things that we talk about often when scouting projects. Don't worry about the end game. Just focus on your process. Focus on your process. Focus on your process. Process. That's all we can control. We can't control the gains. We can't control what happens at launch. The project that ended up doing 150x actually failed its pre-sale. They failed the pre-sale. They were trying to raise 100 Ethereum. They only raised like 7. Canceled the pre-sale. Created a brand new Telegram group. And 3 weeks later, or maybe it's a month later, they do a stealth launch. They did a stealth launch at 10 o'clock at night, and the chart just exploded. I think the all-time high in the 7-day time frame ended up being close to 500x. It's something ridiculous. I mean, it's something out of this world. Out of this world. Again, had nothing to do with me or my ability. It was pure luck, and I didn't get in it. I was asleep. 10 o'clock at night, I'm in bed. But the beautiful part about this is if you're following along in the community, you're creating dialogue and conversations in Discord, you're following the different scouts, these opportunities happen all the time. And this is a perfect segue into ignorance is not bliss. It's expensive. See, we have a handful of holders. When I say a handful, I'm talking thousands of holders in the Vetter ecosystem. But none of them realize that they're literally sitting on a gold mine. And I tell you what, ignorance is not bliss. It's expensive. It's expensive. How much money is ignorance costing you? How many missed opportunities? And I don't mean ignorance to be a bad thing. Maybe a future call we'll talk about ignorance versus ego. What's the difference? Ignorance is just lack of knowledge. Ignorance is lack of knowledge. Ego is just stupidity. Stupidity and pride and bullheadedness and stubbornness. Ignorance is not bliss. Just because you don't know. If you hold Vetter token and you don't know that you have access to the CrowdX Calendar, ignorance is not bliss. You hold Vetter token, you don't realize that you have access. Holding Vetter token gives you access to CrowdX Calendar. Holding VSL token gives you access to Skylabs. Just simply being a part of this ecosystem is aligning yourself with visionaries who are actually creating things in the space. If you don't know that, you just think that this is just another meme project, another hype project. Of course, you may be a little disenchanted based on the way the chart looks, because you're ignorant. Ignorance is not bad, it just means lack of knowledge. You just don't understand what you actually have. You don't understand what has been created, what's currently being created, and what will be created. Just because you don't understand or recognize or realize, I mean, how much is that costing people? A fortune. A fortune. People want to talk about, win marketing. And I don't mean this to our community specifically. I mean it to every community. When someone says win marketing, that literally is a red flag saying, hey, look at me. I'm ignorant or stupid. One or the other. One of the things that Mike always said about marketing is, this is marketing. Do you realize that what we're doing right here, right now is marketing? Do you realize that when a scout posts a project on the calendar, that's marketing? Do you realize when we record a gain, that's marketing? Do you realize that when we pay out hot streak bonuses, that's marketing? Do you realize when we paid out thousands of dollars in cryptocurrency to our community members, that's marketing? Do you realize that when the dev team is constantly working and evolving and growing and further developing the ecosystem and further developing the DApp and making sure things work and function and getting feedback from the community when there's an issue and resolving it, that's marketing? The vision has always been to build tech that speaks for itself. To build tech that speaks for itself. Because when you have something that works, when you have something that functions, when you have something that people want to be a part of, it grows naturally and organically. And when you quote unquote do marketing, it makes that marketing go so much further. See, some people don't realize how much marketing actually costs. And they also don't realize not only how much it costs, but how ineffective it actually is. Imagine dropping $5,000, $10,000, $100,000 on different influencers, on trending, on being on the front page of Dex Tools or PooCoin or Twitter, or doing these different things, which is what all these other projects are doing, by the way, and it doesn't even move the needle. Imagine spending your marketing budget, and just so we're on the same page, no way, shape, or form am I saying that this is what we've done in the Vetter ecosystem. I'm simply saying, look at these projects out there. Look at the projects out there. When they spend all their marketing funds after the first week, after the first 30 days, after the first 90 days, the project is dead. It's dead. Because acquiring new token holders actually doesn't make them any money. It's not like when you have a business model that actually generates revenue. With marketing, you're literally getting new people in who are hyped and excited about the next pump, and when they get off the elevator, the price drops down. And then you get to spend more marketing to get price back up. Well, guess who gets off at the next stop? The next group of people. People talking about marketing, and I see it in so many Telegram groups, and they're just so ignorant. They just don't know, they just don't understand that you're just throwing money away. Especially if your utilities aren't built out, if your community is not built out, and if there's not a reason for people to actually want to be there, aside from the next quick pump. That's all marketing does. Marketing provides a temporary bump for projects who aren't real, for projects who haven't been developed, for projects who don't have the tech yet. Marketing provides a temporary bump. Marketing kicks the can down the road just a little bit further. Why? So people can get excited about what the chart looks like. I do not care what the chart looks like. Unless I'm ready to take profits, I do not care what the chart looks like. The chart is no indication for me. What I get excited about, what I get hyped about, is when I see users, when I see scouts increasing their rank. When I see Louise, who's been up and down in rank, who said, you know what, I'm time to get back in the game, because she was inspired by Hellstrom because of his consistency and his resiliency to keep showing up and keep plugging away. And she says, I'm going to get in the game. And she posts a project and it does well. She posts a project and it doesn't do well. She posts a project and does well. Post 2 does well. Post 3 does well. I get inspired by that. I get inspired when Mang posts a new project as a scout. I get excited when Roman posts a new project as a scout. Those are the metrics that are important to me, because that shows that community is growing. We're making progress. The chart has no bearing on the kind of development that's happening on the dev side and the kind of development that's happening in the minds and the hearts of our community. The chart has no bearing on that. What we're building right now is literally something that can support a phenomenal chart. What we're building right now, you can't pay for. Marketing can't pay for that. Marketing can't create that. What we're building is supporting and educating and empowering individuals to realize that there's an opportunity here to scout projects on the calendar, an opportunity to be ahead of crypto trends, an opportunity to know about the next big thing before it happens, an opportunity to know about projects like Poodles, an opportunity to know about projects like Dynamic that could literally impact your life. Giving people the skill sets, helping them overcome the fears and anxieties of posting. I mean, we've had members show up and say, hey, you know what, can you look at my project? I've really been struggling. That's what I get hyped and excited about. That's how I know we're headed in the right direction. The chart has nothing to do with that at all. Nothing to do with that at all. So that's what gets me hyped. Ignorance is not bliss. It's expensive. People want to throw around, oh, it's a scam. Oh, this is a scam. Oh, that's a scam. Yeah, if something's legitimately a scam, absolutely, by all means. Shout it from the rooftops. Educate people. But if you're just mad because things haven't gone your way, and you're pouting, and you're bitter, and you're angry, that's called ego. And your ignorance is showing. Your stupidity is showing. Your ego is showing. Okay? Saying something's a scam just because things aren't going the way you want, the way you expect, or taking longer than what you anticipate? Come on now. Come on. There's tons of scams in this place. There's tons of scams in this place. It blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind when people have the audacity and ignorance to say that the Vetter ecosystem is a scam. It just blows my mind to see what's been created. I mean, you can go to vetter.ai, vetter.ai, and look at what's been created. You can go to the Vetter platform, vetterplatform.app. You can go there and you can see with your own eyes what's been developed. I mean, take a look at this. I talked about some gains just a minute ago. When you go to vetterplatform.app, you go to dashboard here, you can see a snapshot of the platform. Okay. But what you may not realize, though, if you click right here and expand this, we showed a couple gains just a moment ago of projects that happened in the month of February. When you look at this, this shows all val and all-time highs for the projects. You want to talk about changing your vibration from lack and scarcity to abundance. Look at the opportunity. Look at the kind of projects. Now, some projects did good, some projects did not do good. It is what it is. But there's a platform that exists where a user anywhere in the world has the opportunity to hold Vetter token, scout a project, get paid, learn what to look for in projects. As they increase their rank, they earn more Vetter. If they do great by posting consecutive profitable projects, they get a hot streak bonus, which then helps them increase their rank. It's a cycle of abundance. People have the nerve and audacity to say, oh, that's a scam. Look at what's been created. Some projects, we've done more updates and innovations in the last 14 months than some projects ever do in their lifetime. Okay, we've done more updates than some projects. Some projects haven't even launched. Some projects couldn't even make it out of a pre-sale. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy the way this works. I mean, you have your own profile. It shows your own stats. You go over here, and then we have VSL that's been created. Okay, our own launchpad, an open source launchpad. Skylabs is being developed. Top tier launchpad. We've done more. I mean, one of our updates is a bigger accomplishment than some projects even experience. We've done multiple updates. And so it just blows my mind. And I just can't, it comes down to two things. People are either ignorant because they just lack the facts, they lack the knowledge, they don't understand what this actually is, or they're ego-driven. They just don't, they're mad because they were here for a quick pump and it didn't pump. Not realizing that all these other projects, not realizing that holding vendor token is like the goose that lays the golden egg. That's what this is. Holding vendor token gives you access to the CrowdX Calendar. You can never say that you're not tuned into abundance and opportunity on a daily basis, on a regular basis. I mean, we've talked about literally in the last year, we've talked minimum. We've looked at over 150 projects. We've broken down, looked at it from a perspective of a scout. What are some pros? What are some cons? What are some things you want to be worried about? What are some things that are pretty cool? We've looked at some awesome projects. Even someone who just tuned in, even if they weren't a Vetter holder, they could have tuned in for the last year and applied what's being taught, and it would make a dramatic difference in their crypto experience. Dramatic difference. For free. For free. Ignorance is not bliss. It is expensive. It is absolutely expensive. So people talking about marketing, people talking about win this, win that. People talking about, hey, can you find this for me? Hey, can you find that for me? Ignorance is not bliss. It is expensive. It's costing you. It's costing you. People want to talk about taxes. Oh, I didn't know that there was a tax involved. They're in a launch and they're selling. So, for example, Poodles. Part of their anti-dump mechanism, they had, if you don't want to sell more than 1%, you would get a 25 tax instead of a 5% tax. People didn't know. They're getting taxed left and right. Ignorance is not bliss. It's expensive. Okay? I was watching a launch of a project today. Okay, it was a project I previously looked at. It was Nori Go. We looked at it on the call before. Okay, it looked like a solid project. And I was looking at stuff and I was like, well, how come people aren't able to sell? Oh, yeah, vesting. Vesting. Even I do find this slightly shady. Okay, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say I do find it shady. All right, I'm not in alignment with how this went down, but ignorance is not bliss. It's expensive. Typically, Pink Cell will show vesting schedule. Okay? Pink Cell will show a vesting schedule. All right? Novation is where this project launched. Right here. And so nowhere showed vesting. All right, I do find that this is a little shady. On the pre-sales, nowhere did it say vesting. Yet right here, please view website for vesting. That's shady in my opinion. So the reason that this project is probably doing good right now, and I believe it has like a 3x at this point, is because all the pre-sale buyers can't sell. What is going on there? That chart looks horrendous. Let me find a different chart real quick. PooCoin, I don't think PooCoin looked like that. Dex. See, here's the difference. I don't understand what happens, guys. This is Go WBNB. This is Go WBNB. This one dumps. But yet this one's up. Chart Nuance. We've talked about this. We talked about this last session. Chart Nuance. But so here's one of the reasons this chart's looking really good right now. Why? All pre-sale contributors. What is going on? That's not right either. Okay, something weird is happening. This is not a 22x. At least I don't think it is. Okay, let's look at another chart real quick. I'm trying to make a point here. I'm trying to make a point, and all these charts are different. Let's see what PooCoin has to say about this. I don't even know where to draw the pre-sale line. I don't even know. Let's just do it. So PooCoin is saying it's a 3x. Dex Screener is saying it's a 22x somehow. DexView is saying it's tanked. Oh, this is a fun one, guys. This is a perfect example. This is a perfect follow-up to our last session about chart nuance. Let's see here. Yep, WBNB. And let's look at the minutes. Let's see what... Okay. This one's going to be close to PooCoin. Yeah, so, okay, so we got two of them saying a 3x. This one tanked and this one pumped. Okay, anyway, chart nuance. So, hey, this kind of goes hand in hand. Ignorance is not bliss. So if you didn't tune in last week or last session where we talked about chart nuance, you may be thinking that you're up 22x right now. And you may be in for a sad realization when you try to sell on PancakeSwap. But then, because you also were not tuned into the facts, you forgot that you were actually vested, and you don't get 20% of your tokens until tomorrow. Ignorance is not bliss. It's expensive. Ignorance is not bliss. It's expensive. Okay, talk about Poo deals. Poo deals had a special opportunity where if you owned an NFT, you had 10 minutes to participate in their launch. It was a stealth launch. You had the 10-minute head start. Well, guess what? There was max purchases. Okay, you could only make certain transaction sizes. Okay, people getting errors over and over and over and over and over again. I was one of those people. I had an opportunity to swap, literally, as soon as it launched. Ignorance is not bliss. It's expensive. It's a difference of 5x, 10x, 20x. It can cost you. Ignorance is not bliss. It's expensive. So you may notice that a lot of the topics that I cover have to do with what we're experiencing as a community, what I'm experiencing as a user in the community, and ideas from you. Which, by the way, if you ever have an idea for a session or for a topic, let me know. I would love your feedback. And the conversation we had yesterday or Tuesday about the charts, that was inspired by Roman. It's been a while since we went and looked at some charts and chart nuances and things like that, and that was inspired by Roman. So Roman, thank you for that. I appreciate it, brother. But yeah, if you ever have an idea for a topic, I'm always open to ideas and topics and conversations like that. So hopefully this idea of ignorance is not bliss, it's expensive, hopefully it's helpful. Did you get something out of that? Did you gain something from that? And ego is a whole nother conversation. Ego is a whole nother conversation. I know, without a doubt, my ego has cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Ego from the perspective of arrogance and entitlement. Oh, I'm not going to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to look silly or whatever. Ego from the perspective of lacking the emotional intelligence to handle certain things. I left my job in corporate America 6 years ago, and one of the reasons I left was because my way of being, I could not handle it. I lacked the emotional intelligence to play the game the way it was played there in corporate America. And that's on me. That's all on me. And when you realize, years later, you're running into the same experiences, and I had the urge to leave something else, and you realize, wait a second, these are two different environments, but I felt the same way. I realized it was me. And that's when I had an opportunity to step through and break through that stuff. Realize that I could grow through it instead of just, run from it. Ignorance is not bliss. It is expensive. And ignorance versus ego, both of these can cost you everything. Absolutely everything. Roman says, one of the benefits of being a scout, you see trends from your research, both positive and negative. I've learned how FUD works from seeing multiple projects go through similar experiences. Absolutely. I mean, Roman had a great call the other day. There's a project called Factor, looking really solid. We covered it on the call. Looking like a really solid project. Had some great stuff. And they raised an excessive amount of funds. And then there was a ton of FUD. And, Roman shared in Discord, hey guys, this is what I see. This is what I see as an opportunity. And, this is what I see on how to capitalize on opportunity. And he nailed it. And, that's what he's saying about, being a scout, being on the front line. It really puts your feet to the fire to learn and grow and develop. And it makes you really strong. Okay? It makes you really strong. And on top of that, I mean, the more you do it, you get really good. You start building these networks and communities. For example, Metallarad. Metallirad's networking like crazy. And Gordon Gecko, I believe, most of his projects, I believe, are insider sources. He knows what's going on. And that's one of the benefits. That's part of his edge. Roman says, thank you for reviewing the charting tools last live. It's been really helpful in your research. You're absolutely welcome. Meng says, are there really egos present in crypto? No, not at all. Oh my goodness. This space is, this space has aged me. Yes, this space has definitely aged me. The amount of people who whine, pout, gripe, moan, take their ball, want to go home, oh, this isn't fair, oh, I deserve this, blah, 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 blah. It is absolutely bonkers. Man, if people spent the amount of time collaborating as they do griping and fudding and moaning and complaining, oh, this space would be amazing. There'd be so much innovation. There'd be so much collaboration. But people would rather be right than be happy. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right, so before we hop into the CrowdX Calendar, as we kind of tie a bow on this, while I have this up, I did want to show this. I don't know how it works on DexView, because DexView is pretty new still. But one of the things that I love about Dex Screener, just to kind of piggyback on what Roman said about the charting tools and stuff, Dex Screener shows all transaction history, where I found that PooCoin does not. So before I just put my foot in my mouth, let me make sure that I know and can confirm this. So let's take a look at Vetter. And if PooCoin changed it, great. But at one point, this was the thing. All right, so we go down here, and we look at token transaction, wallet transaction, buyers and sellers. So we have all the buyers. This may go indefinitely. No, it doesn't. Is that all from today? Oh my. No, that's all from... Wait, that's all from the 4th. Or no, sorry. Is this February 4th is what this is pulling? I don't know. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is, I found this to be very cumbersome on PooCoin. I found this to be incredibly cumbersome on PooCoin. However, on Dex Tools, it's super helpful. Okay, super helpful. It goes all the way down, like to the first transactions. Like even an old project, you just keep scrolling down and down and down and down and down and down. And that's how it's helped me, find some wallets and do some research and things like that. Also, you see these little funnels here. You can funnel things in, or filter things in, rather. So like you can filter in a BNB, you can filter in wallets. Okay, so you can put in a wallet, you can see all the transactions from a wallet there. And again, I know you can do this in other places too. Okay, I know for a fact that that deck screener, at least at one point, they only did so many of them. You know, I remember when Vetter launched, I was trying to get the historical data, but I wasn't able to go back because it only recorded a certain number. You know, at that time. Now maybe it looks like it's changed at this point. Maybe it goes back in time. Let's see. No, this just goes back to last year. This stops at last year, if I'm reading that right. We launched in 2021, right? Yeah, because this is 2023. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, so this only goes back, just a handful of months. And so what I really like about Deck Screener is it just goes back and back and back and back and back. Let me go over here. Can we do by date? Oh, no, we can't do by date. But, yeah. I mean, I haven't tried to go all the way back on Deck Screener. I haven't needed to. But I just know in the short term, Deck Screener is really helpful for keeping all this data. Now, I don't know what kind of memory it takes, to keep all this stuff, but I appreciate them for doing that. All right, let me get caught up on chat. Luis says, egos, yeah. Roman, we can't outrun them. Might as well learn how to dance with them. Definitely. Meng says, if you want to dance with an ego, do you just hold up a mirror? Love it. Roman, I was dancing in the mirror last night and working out some thoughts I've had. Started laughing at myself because I was processing how my ego had been playing out the recent situations. It was a fun experience. Man, that's awesome. Self-realization. So with that, hope that conversation was helpful. So far we've covered some gains for February, some top gains for some great scouts for February. We talked a little bit about ignorance, and the whole sum of that is learn, grow, experience, try to figure it out, and then ask questions if you can't get it. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Ignorance is not bliss; it is expensive, and I mean whether that comes down to not knowing how to acquire tokens or tokens for a new network, or how to use the different swaps or all those different things, and so you decide you're not going to participate because you can't figure that out. I mean that's ignorance, and there's no reason. I mean we all have been there at some point, and how we move beyond that is learning, growing, developing, getting better, getting stronger, figuring it out. Okay. So just don't let your ignorance stop you from seeing some good stuff. So at this part of the conversation, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the CrowdX Calendar. And if there's a project you want to take a look at, go ahead and drop it in the comments, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the project live here. And I will say that this is just a process to sort for projects together as a community, and this session that we're on right now is a step in that process. As I said previously, crypto is risky. No way, shape, or form am I telling you to invest. I don't know why anybody would want to invest in cryptocurrency. It's full of egos. This is not financial advice. Please do your own research. I'm going to share my own thought process while looking into projects, and sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong. It's all 100% subjective, and the purpose of this is to support you in what to look for as you're scouting your own projects. So, if anybody has a project they want to take a look at, we'll go ahead and take a look. I did see a little bit of chitty-chatty in Discord. Someone asked about Pong Heroes. We'll pull this up, see what we get. I don't know what we're going to get. Let's see. Pre-sale. Oh, maybe the pre-sale's already happened. We're about to find out. Pre-sale, okay, so it's on the 27th. I don't know if they're still going. Let's see. Okay, so it was a fair launch, and they raised 1,200 BNB. let's just go ahead and take a look at the project. Since we're here, unless anybody has another project they want to take a look at, we're going to look at this from a learning perspective. It is a little bit different because the pre-sale has wrapped up. I don't know if it's launched yet or not, but this will give us some insights into the project. We can kind of give an idea. What I like about this is when I look at projects like this, we can kind of guess what we think the results are going to be. Okay, so don't go look. Don't go see the charts live or anything like that. We can kind of guess to see what we would expect on this launch. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the website. pogheroes.io. All right, while we're here, let's just go and take a look at who is. Now, the reason we want to look at who is we can see when the domain name was purchased. And that doesn't necessarily mean that, they could have originally started with a different domain name. They could have come up with a better one over time, so on and so forth. But it kind of can give you an idea of potential of how long they've been in development. And this one is May 3rd of last year. So we got 9 months or so. So that's pretty good. That's a lot of time for this space. All right, so right away we got Pong Heroes, the legendary first game ever reintroduced to the blockchain. This is the first game ever. Okay, I like the vibe and feel. We got the pixel look with the pixel game here. Okay, you can play it. Okay, what is Pong Heroes? Pong Heroes' mission is to reintroduce the legendary first game ever to the blockchain. We aspire to become the top Web3 mobile game on Web2 that's fun even without earning. Our innovative technology will enable seamless onboarding without a Web3 wallet for non-crypto users as well as crypto-savvy folk. Yeah, I like the vibe and feel of this stuff. I think it's pretty cool looking. Pong Heroes, a hidden gem because this is why it's a hidden gem. It's actually a fun game. Statistics show that for gamers, it's equally important to have an earning component as well as fun, which wouldn't feel like a mundane job. No Web3 wallet needed. Innovative technology. Until now, you don't need a Web3 wallet to participate in earning. Interesting. Pong Heroes are industry leaders when it comes to bridging Web2 players into the GameFi space. Self-sustainable. Tired of classic play-to-earn games? Doomed to inflation. Pong Heroes is self-sustainable thanks to our innovative win-to-earn concept, which only rewards players based on skill and wager amount. Dual-layer economy. In simpler terms, this enables Pong Heroes to conquer the mobile gaming market, which is 2.4 billion users, rather than just Web3 gaming market, which is 1 million users. Wow! I didn't realize how small that is. Didn't realize how small that number was. I mean, I guess I've never really thought about it, actually. But in comparison, that's just a drop in the bucket. Cross-platform solution. This means that players from both groups, mobile and PC, can play against each other at the same time on the same server, so more players can be wagering at once. That's pretty cool. Multi-chain experience. Starting off on the Binance Smart Chain, Pong Heroes will include multiple blockchains in the game that all players can choose by their preference. Win to earn. So you wager something. First win, compound win. Okay. NFT dividends. Just like in a real company, we pay dividends. Become a holder of Pong Hero Kings tier NFT and be among the few who are like actual company shareholders, get VIP access, have a voice in making decisions, and get liquid stablecoin to your wallet every month. Staking, free money for holding the Pong token. Increase your allocation simply by having it. The more you shall give, the more you shall receive. As the name suggests, you earn Pong simply by winning the game. Plain and simple, win and wager. Player versus player, earn your way to the top and receive rewards for being the best. True heroes become truly wealthy as they are the most needed warriors. Pong Worlds, the one place all heroes come together in harmony, chat, befriend, and connect with other heroes, explore the various landscape and special facilities it has to offer. It's kind of like a community, okay? Trade NFT marketplace, all right? Trade your NFTs to have better chance of obtaining one of Pong Kings, or just flip for profit. Choose your hero. Alright. Pong Pets, they just have it all, don't they? They're like Powerups on steroids. Pong Pets gives a player a significant advantage in competitive PvP matches. Make sure you have them, as they come in handy. El Gato. Oh, okay, let's see what they do. El Gato. Increase the speed of the ball on impact by 10%. But once the opponent hits back, it goes back to normal speed. This will make it trickier for your opponent to hit the ball, as the speed is higher. The hamster. Hamp the hamster. Increase the probability of power-ups spawning on your side by 30%. This makes your opponent weary of Hamp, as it will give your side an edge in terms of power-ups. Purry. Purry gives the player the advantage of slowing down the ball on the friendly player's side by 10%. Gary the Turtle. Gary. Oh, we got Elgato, Hamp, Purry, and then we got Gary. Gary the Turtle. Increase the player's shield. This gives the holder the competitive edge as their hit space gets wider. Oh man, there's so much. Okay, good. I'm having fun reading this. I hope this isn't boring. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Power-ups. Power-ups spice up the gameplay and give additional instruments the player can use to their advantage. However, these same characteristics can be used against you. Be wary. I'm not going to read all the power-ups, but this is pretty cool. Oh, so this is how the game works. Oh, that's pretty cool. So when they said the first game ever, I was thinking Pong. I wasn't thinking Pong Heroes. And so this is just like an updated version of Pong. I mean, you can pick your character, and the power-ups do different stuff. I'm digging this. I'm digging this. This is a pretty cool concept. Different modes: practice, wager, tournament, roadmap. All right, so looks like they got the website created, seed round, contract. Okay, so they got all that done in Q4. So here we're in Q3. We got the pre-sale, token launch, multiplayer, token staking, strategic partners, Android, iOS, pets, NFT marketplace, immersive virtual rooms. Wow, this has a could it get me better? All right, so we got these are advisors, not the team though. Oh, okay, I spoke too soon. Here are the advisors, but here's the team. We have names, pictures, and we have LinkedIn's. Now, we don't know anything about them. Not to be picky, but whoever designed the website, I mean, unless it's supposed to be like this, maybe it's supposed to be like this. These are up, these are down, these are up, these are down. Maybe that's intentional, but it really messes with my mind. That's just personal issue. All right, so it looks like we got some LinkedIn's, some real LinkedIn's. Now, obviously, it'd be better if we had some background information, some bios and stuff. Maybe that's going to be in the white paper. We'll see. White paper right here. Ask and you shall receive. Let's take a look at the white paper. All right. Hey, so right here, this would be my kind of white paper. Got some great little graphics to keep me entertained. Oh man, this looks cool. This looks really cool. All right, team and advisors. Let's see if there's more information about the team. Oh, yep, we do. This is great. So Henry, we go back over here. Henry, let's learn a little bit about Henry. Henry, CEO, 21 years old, Estonia. 2 years crypto trader, 2 years in business to customer, business to business sales, Estonian business school, defense force. So maybe he's in the military. Oh, okay, not as much as I was hoping. But we do have more details here. This is a young group. This is a young team. We got CEO is 21, CCO is 31, CAO is 30. Then we got 23, 22, 21, 21, 29, 30. Oh, we got an average, I guess. 21, 21, 20, 22, 23, 25. What, like average age is what, 25 maybe? 25 perhaps? This is kind of a younger team. All right, let's take a look at some of their socials. I would expect some pretty lively Twitter activity. 12,000 followers. The ICO is live. Yeah, it's closed. We missed it. Pong Kings has sold out. Oh, I guess the NFTs have sold out, huh? I'm actually surprised there's not as much engagement on this as I was kind of expecting. This is kind of low considering we got 12,000 followers, but we got, basically we got about 1,000. Oh, there's 1,800. There's 1,300. I don't know. I was kind of thinking there's gonna be more than this. Let's see if anybody's saying anything about it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. But yeah, so kind of disappointed about Twitter. Not a whole lot of chitty chatty going on here. So let's take a look at Telegram. Now I am curious. Let me go back over here. Nothing. Okay, nothing about revenue. So I'm curious, with it being, I guess they must take. In order for them to get revenue, they must take. So it's free to play. Let's read this real quick. Entering the Pong Heroes world is free. You don't need to pay to relive nostalgia, nor do you need to invest in any tokens to access the game. It's free to play. Anyone will have the chance to access the game and start earning experience. We believe that the more players in the Pong Heroes, the more fun the games are. Okay. So Nori Go, they also have a free-to-play mode. I really like these companies that are bridging the gap from, I guess it's called Web 2 to Web 3. But they're making it accessible for people who don't have access to crypto. I think that's like a gateway. Can really support people in making that transition and learning how this stuff works. I think it's really cool. How to earn. All right. Earning. Alpha version. What's to come? Alpha version. As Pong Heroes is in early stage alpha, we've implemented the following earning mechanism. Connect to wallet, register, log in. Play the single player to get XP. Gain XP to get top 10 position on the leaderboard. Get weekly airdrops. Okay, so you can play for free. And then when you're on the leaderboard, you earn tokens. Okay. Alpha version? Standard. I don't know what this is. Earning. The player can earn through various methods. Upcoming function. This includes direct player versus player staking and weekly. Okay, so we got staking and then weekly for being a top 10. Okay. So it's, unless I'm mistaken, but it sounds like someone could play for free, earn tokens, and then, I guess you could sell those tokens on the market, but I guess their idea is that maybe you can reinvest and buy stuff, but let's see. Win 3 consecutive PvP matches to win free items, pet food. Pet food. Maybe that's where some revenue comes in. So you get pets, but I guess you get to feed them. So you may have that special bonus for the pet or whatever, but to keep your pet alive and keep it active, you get to maybe pay to keep it going. Win 5 consecutive PvP games to get 100 bytes. Win 20 hours to win 500 bytes. Participate in boss battle to get bonus items, pet food, experience. Interesting. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Telegram. Take a look at Telegram. So let's join the group. All right, so I'm not. Oh, I am muted. Oh, here we go. There, I'm good to go. All right. So there are 7,400 members. That's promising. If it was a lot, like 10 grand, 15 grand, 20 grand, I'd be a little skeptical. 7,000 is not too cray cray. We got 119 pin messages. Decent engagement. That was a big contribution. Wait, that was only... Oh, that's interesting. That was only a 200 or 300. That's $300 buy. Oh, wait, well, hold on a second. I'm having a hard time reading this. I can't tell if this was a 100 BNB contribution or or they're saying. I don't know what this is saying. I don't know what that's saying. Let's look at the transaction. Okay, so someone dropped 100 BNBs. 100 B. I said plural. Someone dropped 100 BNB in that pre-sale. That's amazing. When did this wrap up? Did we just miss this? Sad day. 1800 UTC. What time is 1800 UTC? Let me look. 1800 UTC. Oh, it finished at noon. So we're just about 4 hours too late. 4 hours. When did this happen? When was this message? Yesterday. All right, so yesterday. So hopefully those of you paying attention or following Discord, hopefully you saw a look at Abdukabar and Hellstrom talking about the project. Hopefully you guys saw that. All right, anyway, back to Telegram. That's a big... Now I understand why that's so many green bubbles. This 296 threw me off. Maybe that's the price of BNB right now. I don't know. But yeah, 100 BNB contribution. Massive. All right, let's scroll up. 500 BNB filled. I know that they got more stuff than that. There we go. Let's go up further. I know you got more stuff than that. It's interesting. They put it in like chunks. They block it down. February 9th. I know you got more than that. Oh, it keeps putting me back, I think. Oh, no, July 21st. What else you got? All right, July 21st looks like one of the first pin messages. All right. Let's look at... we've got a couple good projects, but nothing crazy, which is nice to see. Since we've been in the group, there's been 20 messages. But some of this is just nonsense. Yeah, some of it's just random nonsense stuff. This group likes the ladies. Which, I mean, I suppose I could give you an indication of kind of how the groups run. You know, to I guess to allow that stuff. I do find that interesting. Of all the different memes you could post, you know. All right, so let's take a look at AMAs. Very nice AMA. What about recording? I guess I could go back to the... That was a YouTube video. I'll go back to that. You know how I like YouTube videos, especially with games. That's a $14,000 buy. That's a big buy. Okay, let's look up. Let's see if they have a YouTube account. They don't. Let's go over to YouTube. Pong Heroes. Pong Heroes. Alright, so AMA with Crypto Cafe. Yeah, 540 views. That's 5 months ago. A recent AMA. Is that the same person? With Game Station. How to play Pong Heroes. Yes, we got a handful. We got a handful of people talking about it. Which is nice to see. And also nice to see that, just out of curiosity, let's see what our boy has. Alright, great. So this dude's not calling Pong Heroes. That's a good sign. Let's see if this dude's calling Pong Heroes. Nope, he's not calling Pong Heroes. So these videos look like they're just these videos look like they are user generated, not sponsored, promoted, and things like that. Which is kind of what we were talking about earlier about marketing and building tech. So, for example, I will say that I'm definitely intrigued. What I've seen so far, I'm definitely intrigued about what's going on here. And if other people did that, and there was, there's a reason to talk about the game. There's a reason to be excited about it. Okay? And there's a very big difference between this guy talking about it because he's excited versus this guy talking about it because he's getting paid. A very big difference between those two things. Okay, very big difference. Meng asks, 100 BNB pre-sale, for me that smells of insiders. I don't know. When you say insiders, do you mean plans to dump, or do you mean what do you mean by that? As far as insiders go, I mean, I look at this, and again, you guys know me. I'm pretty optimistic, pretty positive. I get excited about stuff, and so like to me, this is looking like a pretty promising play. Okay, now here's an interesting tidbit though. Let's go back to Pink Cell real quick, and let's check this video out. All right, so this video has been up for. Now this is interesting. The comments are turned off. I'm curious about that move because this game is legit. Why would you want to turn the comments off? Any comment supports the algorithm. I mean, so like, there's people who have negative comments. People who have negative comments on our YouTube videos, and like, I'll respond to them because, and like, they'll respond back to me, and I'll respond back to them because, and I'll just thank them for the engagement. But no, I don't know. I don't like the fact that comments are turned off. But 2,000 views is pretty chunky, pretty beefy. Now they have 17 subscribers. Their other video views don't have much going for them. 10 days ago, 196 views. A month ago, 37, 185. So I don't know. I don't subscribe to a lot of YouTube channels, so I'm not normal from that sense. I join Telegram groups, yes, but I don't subscribe. I don't follow them on Twitter. But if this was a game that people were getting excited about, I'm trying to think, would someone who loves subscribing to YouTube channels, would they subscribe to this? Or do they watch these videos and say, hey, I watched it all, I'm going to move on? I don't know. That makes me curious. Makes me curious about that. But that's pretty juicy. 4 months, 2,000 views. All of it's come from whether it's their website. This is probably a video on their website. Yeah. because there's no likes. Where am I going? There we go. There's only 10 likes, so it's got to be coming from embedded sources. Used to YouTube would tell you, like, you could click over here, and YouTube could tell you, like, what the sources were. Sources as in, where was this embedded and how many views it got. That was such good stuff back in the day. And you could look at a video and say, oh, it had 100 views or 500 views from Discord, and it had 1,000 views from Pinkcell, and that could give you, an idea of where all the traffic is coming from and how bullish it is on those different sources. All right, Meng says, user-generated videos, bullish. Then he says, don't know the plans. Buys from the project itself, not necessarily bad or dumb, but not organic, and organic buying worth noting. Yeah, so basically what Meng is saying, bringing up the fact that this could be a potential red flag, and just to acknowledge, that there's two people. One person's, what was it, 50 BNB, and one person had 100 BNB buys. So pretty hefty. So just 50 BNB buy from this person. This was today, yeah, and then 100 BNB. What that was at 11:59. This was at 11:30. So 50 BNB buy, and one of the things that stands out to me though is if this game has massive potential. I guess that's the thing. I guess that's the risk. And Meng, this might be what you're saying. Sometimes it takes me a few minutes to connect the dots. What you might be saying, though, is this is a fair launch. Take all the bells and whistles and all the excitement out of this. This is still a fair launch. And either there's still a demographic out there who knows nothing about fair launches, or pre-sales rather, and they only buy tokens that have launched. And they didn't know they could buy it early. I guess they could show up at launch, but 1,000 people contributed to this project. Who's going to show up tomorrow when they launch? Who's going to show up? And so, is it one of those things where I have not done the study? I guess I could look, but I'm curious to know, of the fair launches that have done well, was there an initial dip? How many fair launches that actually ended up being profitable? So we have our numbers, 17% did it 2x or more within the first 24 hours. Of those, how many of them dipped and recovered? I mean, obviously, all the others dipped. The other 83%, the other 83% dipped. But I guess what I'm trying to say is, the ones that actually do make it, there's got to be some kind of dip because people got in early. I mean, the dude bought 30 grand. 30 grand. If project is up 10%, what are the taxes on this? And maybe this is where you're going as well. Like I said, you're quick. You guys are quick. Sometimes it takes me a little bit of time to put two and two together. What's the tax on this? Let's take a look. 3% buy and sell tax. All right, so guy puts 30 grand in, it launches, it's up 10%, and he's got just a 3% tax. I mean, that's a lot of money real quick. I mean, it goes up a 2x. I mean, that is a big. I guess that's another thing about fair launches. We haven't seen that often. These big orders these big contributions for fair launches. But the thing about a fair launch is there's no min and max usually. You can contribute whatever. You want to contribute 0.1, you want to contribute 1, you want to contribute 0.01. You can do that. You can also contribute 100 BNB. Anyway, this guy's gonna have a lot. And so, Meng asked the question, what's your thoughts on that? And I have a lot of thoughts. I've never considered that. The first thought that came up was let me just go ahead and save those real quick. I'm going to save these. I'm going to add it to our conversation. I'm going to add it to a conversation in Discord, just for future reference. So let's go ahead and take this transaction. Let's copy this transaction. Copy link. Open up a notepad. I'm going to paste a link in here. We're going to watch these two wallets. That's a good idea, Ming. Watch these two wallets just to see what they do. Because like that can wreck a project. But 10% is $3,000. Obviously got taxes as well. But like a 2x, talk about 60 grand. I could wreck them pretty quick. There could be a massive dip created because of this. Definitely interesting. I'm definitely, this is, all you guys, this is definitely one to watch just to see how it plays out. One to watch to see how those wallets interact. Yeah, I'm glad people are chatting about this in Discord. This one totally flew under the radar for me. Hopefully you guys knew what was up. But yeah. So one of the things that I don't see with this is a lot of like AMAs and stuff, like the main groups. Where are the familiar faces? Venom, Caesars, Golems. I'm not saying that that's like a problem. I'm just kind of curious. What we got here? Scam alert. Report this video. Oh, okay. There's another big buy. Man, there's a lot of big buys on this. We may have uncovered something else. Although I feel there's definitely legitimacy to this project. I mean, I don't know about you guys. What do you guys think? Of what we've seen so far, do you feel like there's some legitimacy to this project compared to some of the other, AI projects and things we looked at? What do you guys think about this project? Skip trial. Curious what you guys think about about this project. I think it has an overall good vibe. Oh, there we go. There's golems. Oh no, the grotto. Well, that's GG. Golems gyms. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like there's any bamboozling going on. I mean, so here's my I guess one thing to consider. If these guys are scammers, if these guys have nefarious intent, they're playing the long game. They're playing the long game. And if they're playing the long game, they may as well just play the long game for real and develop something. Because like the long game takes time and patience, and you actually get to develop something. Here's Zero Dark Crypto. So here's another AMA. These memes and gifs. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, such good stuff. Yeah, this definitely piques my interest. I don't get I personally don't get a scam vibe kind of feel for it. I feel like it checks my boxes as far as it not being a scam. Like it passes the not a scam test, as Joseph would say, as XR Priest would say. Which, speaking of which, haven't seen him. I didn't mean to type scam. Haven't seen XRP Priest in a while. What's up with that? Let's see. What we have for the audit here? Oh, Revolutions IO. That's different. I have not heard of them before. Revolution's audits. Let's take a look. Oh, that's not what I want to do. I want to go back over here to this Revolution.io. Let's take a look at this. I mean, so Revolution. Well, I mean, this may not have been an audit company at the time, but you know, domain name was created December 16th, 2021. I mean, that's almost just as old as Better. So there's some legitimacy to that. Meng says, project looks awesome. Luis, it looks good, however, I will invest wisely. I'm not aping in. Meng, I want to watch the chart for a while before investing. Don't know the intention of the huge buys, and they determine the price action in the early stages. Absolutely. I mean, so the thing is, we could do some. I'll drop these. I'll drop these in Discord. I'll drop these wallets, and maybe we can find some connections between them. You know, maybe they're the same person, maybe they're not. Who knows? But right now we have 3 wallets. I think we got like, I think maybe it was a 50. We had. Oh, let me just do the buy bot. So we got 100. We got a 50. So right now we have 150 BNB. I saw another one. I thought there was a large one. Here's another. Here's 30. So we have 180 BNB from 3 people so far, which that's more than 10%. Oh no, that's 180 BNB. That's more than 10% of what was raised. So those 3 wallets hold 10% of what was raised. More than 10% of what was raised. There could be more. There could be more. Let's look up. Buybot. Buybot. Oh, okay. Well, let me just. What do I need to search for that? Oh, pink cell buybot. Yeah. So this right here. Let's copy that. Whoops. Here we go. Oh, there's 3 of them. Why is there 3 of them? That doesn't make sense, does it? Pink cell buybot. That was the first one. 22 groups in common. Let's look at another one again. I don't know. Something seems off. Why would it show up 3 times? That's strange. So only one of them is active. All right. I wish I could sort through these so much easier. Like if there's a way to search through I'm trying to think how I could search through this without looking at every single one. You know what's crazy about this buy right here? That processed 20 seconds before the pre-sale ended. Like the pre-sale ended at 12 o'clock. Okay, that processed at 11:59:40. It was 20 seconds before the pre-sale ended. That was like maybe it's for the buy competition. All right, so Meng, here, guys, I think we're on to something. I'm pretty sure I saw a buy competition. Here we go. So they get 10% BNB cash back on launch day. So like here's the biggest 5 wallets right here. So we got 100 BNB, 50 BNB. This is the biggest buy competition I think I've ever seen. 100, 50, 50, 34, and 24. Like that dude literally put in 100 just to win the competition. So, okay, so if that's a strategy, think about this. He's going to get 10% BNB cash back on launch day. if he just sells at launch, he's still going to make money. He's still going to make money. Like, am I missing something? I mean, he's subject to that. He's subject to the 3% tax, obviously. But like, if price goes up and he's just out, I mean, that's a pretty big win. B&B 10% B&B cash back. Is that 10% of what he contributed? Like, he's gonna get 3,000 back. I mean, did he just make $3,000 easy like that? I don't know. Camille says, I think it's a good idea to watch a chart, wait for a dump, and interesting what will happen a few hours or days afterwards. Looking not bad, very nice options in the game. Louise says, I see the antenna going up. Yeah, my ears are perking up like, huh? What do we have here? Meng, you'd said something. It got removed. I couldn't read what you said. I forgot what you said. I think you said something about going over it on the live or something. But it didn't register what you were saying. Anyway, so we got 5 wallets here that make up 250 B&B. 5 wallets that make up, 1/5 of the contribution. 5 wallets that make up 1/5 of the contribution. I'd like to find those wallets. Let me see if I can find these wallets. Let's see here. If I search 50 B&B, let me take a picture of this. Take a picture. Let me copy this right here in my notepad. My notepad. There we go. I want to get all wallets on here. I'm curious to see if they're going to dump at launch. All right, so let's see if I can find 50 B&B. And yes, 50 B&B. Oh. Okay, 50. That's not gonna work. Maybe I'll search the number. If I search the number. What? Okay, let me close this. And now let me search this. No, it's not working like I want it to. Let me go back up here. Like, this should come up right here. If I search this, let me search this. Hey, now we're talking. All right, now I just need to replace. Alright, I just need to replace the 50. I need to replace that right there. Okay. I'm going to replace this with this. What? Man, I thought we had it. I thought we cracked the code. We did not crack the code. There were no codes cracked. Alright, bummer. That's a bummer. Alright, let's copy this. Let's take this out. Alright, so that's the announcement. I'm going to find it. I'm going to figure it out. I may not be figuring this out on the live, but... Oh, Meng's asking about a project that raised 10,000 B&B. The end of last year. So was that like, I believe that was from Ionic. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Sorry, my brain is trying to think. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Oh, this is going to take a little bit of work to find this. Let's see here. I'll find it. Low honest. Yeah, I think I remember the Scout. I think it was Ionic. But it's going to take me just a few minutes to hunt it down. Blue Sky, decentralized. What was it? BG verse? Does that sound familiar, Meng? BG verse? Let's take a look at. Let's go over here to Pink Cell. Hey! Ladies and gentlemen, that is why our community is so powerful. we got crowdsourcing. We got documentation. We got documentation, investigative reporting. We got people remembering things and people asking good questions and people coming together and working together. And if this is not the project that you're talking about, I don't know. But this one did raise 12,000 BNB. So Meng, I don't know if this is the one you're thinking about, but this one did raise 12,000 BNB. But I don't know what the chart looks like at all. And was it a? It was a pre-sale though. It was a pre-sale, and there was a pre-sale rate. There's a bit of a difference there. Okay, Meng doesn't think this is the one. Maybe there's another. I don't know if there's another one. This is the only one that came to mind because I remember the Scout. I remember that Ionic had posted it, so I was able to look at his projects to find that. But it was tiny. It was tiny gains. I mean, we're talking insignificant gains. I mean, at launch, it was next to nothing. At launch, it was next to nothing. I mean, we go to launch, we go way back. I mean, we gotta go way back. I mean, so like the Val, an all-time high for this project, BG verse, it raised 12,000 BNB on Pink Cell here, and then it that was not even like a full hard cap. They were trying to raise 21,000 BNB. Anyway, so we have a 7% Val, 8% all-time high for the 24 hours. We had a 23% gain, which is a 1.2x, and a 28% all-time high for the 7 days. And then we had a 23% for the 30-day and a 38% for the all-time high for the 30-day. Yeah. So. Yeah, no. So I'm gonna try to hunt down these wallets, and I invite you guys to do so as well. If we can find these wallets, I'm really curious to see if these guys are just gonna dump at launch, and the only reason they were participating, and I mean they make up over. What's the percent? What was that raise over here? They make up a lot of this pre-sale. It was like 250 BNB. What is that like? 1203 divided by 250. No, that's not right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, so just under 20%. Yeah. Yeah, right at 20%. That's significant. Not 20%. That's not right. I think I meant to say 25%. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm really curious if you guys have a way to figure out how we can find those transactions for those buys. Maybe we could sort. Well, let's just go look over here at BSC scan. Okay, this is 2. We can look at. Oh, everyone just claimed. We can look at value, maybe? No, these are just the people who've claimed. They may not have claimed yet. I'd like to look at We don't know the amount they contributed, though. Oh, right here? No. No, that's not it. Anyway, yeah, so I have 3 of the wallets, and so I'll make a post for it in Discord, and we can watch these wallets and see if they sell anything at launch, and maybe the whole reason that they even contributed in the first place was to win the buy competition. I mean, the fact that dude, the reason that clicked for me was because he contributed 100 BNB literally with 20 seconds to go, meaning he was trying to be the last one where no one else could beat him. And so, if they get a 10% cash back, that means that he's going to receive 2,900, almost $3,000 back tomorrow. If price goes up even a little bit, price goes up 10%, I mean, he could walk away within the first minutes of launch. He could walk away with like $6,000. But at the very least, he's walking away with $3,000, unless someone else sells before him. So definitely interesting play. That's definitely an interesting play. Really curious now to see how this plays out, because like these kind of shenanigans, we talked about this last week. This is a different kind of shenanigan. This could actually, this could wreck the chart. If these guys just got in there to win the 10%, I'm really curious about how this strategy is going to play out. I'm really excited, actually. Project, to me, looks like a lot of fun. It does. I get the vibe that it's not a scam. It seems like there's some legitimacy to it. But as Meng pointed out, his red flags, his radar was up about those buys, and later on we find out, hey, it's a buy competition. So they got nothing to lose. They swap out as soon as it launches, and they're probably ahead. So we'll see what happens with this. We'll see. This is this is crazy. It's crazy. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. We went long today, guys. It's been a while. It's been a while since we went long, but this was a lot of fun. At least for me. I hope it's fun for you. I'm over here having a blast. But this is a good session. We congratulated some scouts. Had some great gains in the beginning. We congratulated some scouts who had some great gains for the month of February. March is looking like a great month. A lot of stuff moving, a lot of stuff happening. We talked about ignorance, how it's not bliss, it's expensive. We talked a little bit about ego. And then we looked at the project called Pong Heroes. It does feel like it passes the not a scam test. But we did find some shady activity. We found some shady, not shady, but definitely worth watching these wallets. Okay, so my action items, I'll drop these 3 wallets that I found in Discord, and if we have a way to figure out how to find the other 2, it's definitely worth watching to see what happens at launch. These guys could really, really wreck the chart. So hopefully they don't, but definitely worth watching. So with that, I'll end like I always do. Life can be short. So for those that you care and love, let them know you care and love them. Hey, I care about you guys. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for being a part of this awesome community. And thank you for contributing. I mean, your contribution, your questions, your insights make this community what it is. And without what you guys shared today, we wouldn't have talked about half the stuff we talked about. So thank you for that. Thank you for your contribution, not only here on YouTube, but also in Discord. And I do ask, if you got something of value out of today's session, I do ask you go ahead and hit that like button. And also, go ahead and refresh. Okay, right now we have 2 likes, okay? If you could hit the like button right now, if we can get up to 10 likes, that would be great, since there's 10 people, watching live right now. That'd be fantastic. But if you go ahead and hit the refresh button as soon as the session is done, drop a comment letting the community know what your biggest takeaway was from the session. That actually helps more people see this video. More people see this video, more people start learning, more people start scouting projects, more people start working together. We all win. That, my friends, is called a win-win-win. So with that awesome session, I will see you guys in Discord, and we'll be live next Tuesday, same time, same place. That's all for now. See you later. Bye for now.